Recruitment for Arknight's Enfield Beta Test 2 has officially begun. Head to enfield.griftline.com and complete the recruitment survey for a chance to join Beta Test 2 when it starts on November 28th. What's up, everybody, and welcome to a very special, very weird, very different Kind of Funny in Review. Of course, I'm your host, Tim Geddes. I'm joined by Joey Noel.
We're so rarely live at 9 a.m.
Yeah, that is true.
But
And we're
we're
so
here.
rarely color coordinated.
Look at us.
Look at us.
We got the
Look-
textures.
I love it. I love it.
Plus,
And-
repping both colors.
I
yeah,
had to do it.
we should have had you in the middle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a smart thing to do.
You know, are you
could've done
wicked or
the-
are you
the-
good?
the-
I don't know. Of course, we have Blessing at AOA Jr. as well.
How's it going, Tim?
It's going really good. Are you okay?
I am okay, yeah.
Okay.
It's just been one of those mornings.
Yeah.
I just running late. I just couldn't get out of bed. I got home late last night after watching Wicked because my friends insist that we watch it in Oakland,
Uh-huh.
which means that after the movie, we hang out and talk for too long. And I start looking at my watch and I'm like, if I leave now,
Drive home. Yeah, that's
if
tough.
I get on the bar now, it's going to take a while. for me
That's
to
the
get back.
joy of life, though, is watching a movie and then talking to your friends.
Oh,
about
yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what we do here at Kind of Funny. Normally on In Review, we rank, review, and recap entire movie franchises. We didn't have time for it. We had an open week this week, and there's a big movie coming out called
Yeah.
Wicked for Good. And I was like, you know what?
We're going to talk about
There's some
it.
interest here. Let's have a conversation. So that's what we're going to do. It won't be a traditional in review. Obviously, we're not ranking and reviewing against the other movies. We're also not going to do the whole plot. This will be a first half of the show will be spoiler free, giving our thoughts on Wicked for Good, and also kind of talking about our history with the Oz franchise. And then after the ad, it'll get into spoiler thoughts where we'll just say whatever we want about the film. That makes sense?
It does.
Yeah.
Does it make sense that I want to shout out the Patreon producers, James Hastings, Carl Jacobs, and Omega Buster? Of course it does. Thank you. You are the best of us. You also can get the Kind of Funny membership to get our shows ad-free and a daily exclusive show. Thank you so much for your support over there. Let's get into it. Wicked for Good. I want to start off by asking you your history with the Wizard of Oz in totality,
Oh.
whatever that
Okay.
means to you.
Mhm.
Let's start with you.
So The Wizard of Oz, I remember watching that when I was a very young child, so much so that I only remember the big plot beats, which, you know,
That's the film.
yeah, the house flies in, Dorothy
Yeah.
finds, talks to Glinda, walks the yellow brick road, meets a bunch of characters, and then gets the wizard and then the witch, all that stuff, right?
The shoes to go home.
The shoes to go home, click them or whatever. Yeah, so I watched that when I was a young kid. Wicked has actually more of a presence throughout my lifetime than The Wizard of Oz, just for the fact that as a kid, my older sister was a theater kid, and her favorite musical was Wicked, and she would play the soundtrack all the time, and we would sing Wicked together. And
That's so cute.
yeah, and like it's grown to the point where now it's my favorite musical, I guess sentimentally, right? Like,
Yeah.
if I'm saying like, what my favorite really is between that and Hamilton. I know
Yeah.
that's a basic ass take, but I fucking love Hamilton. But yeah, Wicked has kind of persisted throughout my life. I only saw it in in the actual live production. I think last year. Yeah, last year,
Oh,
right
wow,
before
yeah.
the first Wicked movie. And so
Did you
absolutely
know
loved
the
it.
story of it, or did you just know the musical beats?
I knew the musical beats.
Okay.
And so it's very funny to go back to last year where I had always put together the story in my head of what was going on, but approaching the live production, right, I was re-listening to it and trying to put the pieces together in a more
Yeah.
accurate way. And I was like, wait, there's way more here than what I thought. Like, I didn't realize how much of it was a recontextualization, retelling
Yeah.
of Wizard of Oz. And so it was fascinating to actually see the live thing and be like, oh damn, this is a totally different musical than what I thought it was.
Yeah.
And then fall in love with it all over again. I love Wicked so much that like I've been considering getting a tattoo.
Wow.
I think I
Oh!
might get like a Wicked related tattoo. I think I might get
Do you have an idea?
Dancing Through Life.
Okay.
Just
I love
the
that.
words,
Okay.
yeah, because that's my favorite song.
Yeah.
And that's the
Good one.
song me and my sister would sing the most.
Oh,
Yeah.
And like I
cute.
like it just as far as the meaning of it and all that.
Mhm.
But we'll see.
Hell yeah, dude. I love that. Joey, what about you?
Wizard of Oz, the like original movie, was definitely something that like I watched growing up, but it wasn't like a core Takagami family movie in terms of like musicals and stuff like that. Cause like Singing in the Rain, The Sound of Music, I feel like were way more prevalent in my life in terms of like that era of musicals. And then, of course, we have to talk about Return to Oz, the most terrifying movie I feel like we watched as kids, with like the Hall of Heads and the wheelies and everything like that. Just like truly terrifying. I feel like that scarred everybody. And then when I graduated from high school, we went to New York, and I went with like 2 of my best friends and their families. So it was like very fun to just like run around as like a newly graduated senior. And then my best friend Brittany, her family is all from New York, and her uncle is like a producer on Broadway. So originally we got tickets to see Spring Awakening, which was like a Leah Michelle, Jonathan Groff thing. But like there was a lot of stuff in that like our parents were not down for. So they were like, we're not going to see that. So they ended up being able to like swap us tickets to go see Wicked. So I saw it on Broadway, and that was like a game changer. Like between that and we saw Legally Blonde, the musical.
Awesome.
And like if that did not define our personalities for years and like are still things that we bring up to this day, it was a core memory. I was like looking through my photos and like old Facebook photos, and I found like our pictures like at the theater and stuff like that. And I was we had no idea what we were even getting into, like that it would radically change our like entire, I feel like the way that we thought about musical theater. So like I would go to musicals growing up and like high school productions and stuff like that. But I was never like a participant necessarily. Like as a little kid I was, but not like as a adult kid. I don't know what you call them, teenager, I guess.
Yeah.
Adult kid. Well, we are now.
Listen, we don't have any coffee, or I haven't had time to have coffee yet. And so then it was like a soundtrack that I've gone back to so many times because it is so good and the music is so killer. I think I saw it maybe one more time, like in college in LA when it was touring. I think it was like a floor dorm event or something like that. And then kind of like forgot about it for a little bit until all of the movie stuff came up. And then I was like, I need to go back and rediscover it. So then I was like on a big Wicked kick last year before it came out. What about you, Tim?
I can't believe it was last year. That's crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
Like to
it is
actually get
impressive.
back-to-back movies is like such a fun thing that feels like such an old way of doing things. I mean, I know Avengers did it with Infinity War and Endgame, but like that was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, 7 years ago with Infinity War. But I go as far back as I possibly can with The Wizard of Oz. Like my grandma was obsessed with Wizard of Oz when she came over from Ireland in like the literally early 1900s, like 1908 or something like that. She had one of the few things she brought over was a first printing of the Wizard of Oz book.
Oh my
The Wonderful
gosh.
Wizard of Oz, which is crazy. And like that became like a family treasure forever. So yeah, it meant a lot to her, meant a lot to my mom. And then my mom raised us in a very Oz forward house.
That's so fun.
To the point that, yeah, the movie obviously, Return to Oz, the movie was another one that she had us watch a little later because even she was like, yo, this is some fucked up shit. But The Wiz,
I've never
Michael
seen
Jackson.
it.
I've always wanted to see The Wiz.
You guys, you need to see
Okay.
it. Like,
Man.
so damn cool.
Yeah.
And I was obsessed with The Wiz, like entirely. And but even beyond that, like L. Frank Baum, the writer and creator of this world, like did like 14 books. And like my mom read
Quite the
all of the books to us. Like,
Oh,
like,
wow.
all of it. Like Wizard of Oz was the first, by definition, like world and lore that I cared about. Like
Yeah.
I really do think that a lot of me caring about superheroes and video games and like all of these things as deeply as I do is because I was obsessed with the world of Oz to a ridiculous degree. Like my 4th birthday was a Wizard of Oz birthday.
Incredible.
Like it was
Did you dress up?
oh yeah, I'm a scarecrow boy. You kidding me? Let's go. Kevin was always the Tin Man. Cool, great Cowardly Lion. Great times
Oh, with
all,
the
all
hair?
around. Oh yeah.
Perfect.
But yeah, no, very, very, very big fan of the Wizard of Oz, and it's been a lot of Marvel comic series that would like adapt Wizard of Oz with beautiful art styles, and I was like really, really into those things. But thank you so much, Kev, for updating the set.
Ooh.
We got a banger incoming from Roger Picorni that I forgot to update Kevin about, but here we are now. Anyways, Wizard of Oz is my shit. Wicked, a blind spot, like a absolute blind spot for me. I never saw the musical, never listened to the songs. Like Defying Gravity, first time I ever heard it was last year.
No shot.
Like, I'm sure
Oh.
just like it might have been around me. I would have never known. If I heard that song, I wouldn't be able to say, oh, that's Wicked.
That's
like that's
wild.
the level of disconnect I had from Wicked. I knew it was like, oh, from the Wicked Witch's perspective. Something that I should be very interested in. I think it was all just a timing of whenever. When did it come out originally? Early
Ooh.
2000s, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's pre-Broadway previews here. in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And that was 2003.
Yeah, I was just way too young for
you're a
that.
baby.
And I just, my interest level, like, Attack of the Clones was coming out. It was a different time, all right? So yeah, I just never got to it. And so I was very excited last year when Wicked was turning into a movie, because I'm like, okay, I'll finally be able to get the story. And it was fun. Did I watch it with you? I'm pretty sure I did. Eugene, Cool Greg? I think so. If not, I remember talking immediately to you after it.
It was us, yeah.
So much of the like little setups and things they did for character reveals, I was like freaking the hell out about, because I'm so familiar with the Wizard of Oz side of things. So
especially, I don't really know if the books go into like the backstory, or is it just Dorothy forward?
The actual books?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's very little to do with Dorothy, actually. Yeah, it's way more about the world of Oz. Like,
Interesting.
yeah, Dorothy's in some of them, but yeah, I mean, my boy Scarecrow becomes the king. It's crazy shit. So sick. But anyways, I watched Wicked last year, and I liked it. I had a lot of problems. I think at the end of the day, I'd probably come off as more of a hater than like a lover of it for a lot of reasons, but I enjoyed the hell out of it enough that to prepare for watching this one, I rewatched the first one again, and I had a good time. So that is where we're at. So now I need to know.
Did anybody, watch the Peacock special?
No,
That's
I didn't.
one I haven't gotten to either, but I watched like maybe like the first 10 minutes and then got distracted by something else. But that one always looked fun too.
I heard one of the songs from that pop up on my Spotify the other day, and I was like, wait, this happened? And I was like sad that I didn't get around to seeing it, but I want to. After watching the movie, after watching For Good, I'm like, I should go back and watch that.
Yeah, I've seen like one thing clipped out from it that was like fun, but it's always fun to see like a live medley production. I don't even actually know what it is. Celebration, I guess, of Wicked in general.
Yeah, very, very cool stuff. There was Wicked Night on Dancing with the Stars a couple weeks ago. They crushed it. It was cool. You should check it out, Bless.
Man,
Real good.
I gotta watch Dancing with the Stars.
You really do,
Dancing
but
with the
that's
Stars
a
is so
story for
fun.
another time.
Yeah.
Bless, let's start with you.
Yeah.
Because you seem very enthusiastic. You just watched it last night. What do you think of Wicked for Good?
I'm fresh off of it. Firstly, I'll shout out the first Wicked movie because I absolutely adored last year's Wicked. If I was to like give it a score out of 10, it's one of those things where I think my love for it outweighs my critical eye for it, and so like I maybe say an 8 if I'm like trying to be a bit more, I guess picky about my measured thoughts on it. But absolutely loved last year's Wicked movie. Wicked for Good, I like it. I don't know if I loved how it came together as a film, but also having seen the live production, it's very accurate to the live production in ways where I'm like, I'm not mad at it at all, right? As somebody who likes Wicked, as somebody who watched the live thing, as somebody who knows how that goes, the movie, like it does all that stuff the way I guess it's supposed to. I think some things just work better as a live stage thing as opposed to a film. I think some of those plot beats and some of those story moments feel a bit lost as far as character motivations, as far as focus on where we're going here, as far as some of the show, don't tell, and then also don't show. And like, it all makes sense for what they're doing because this is an adaptation of a thing that exists and did all the same things that they're doing in this movie. A lot of that stuff just didn't come together for me in the final thing. That said, I still love the music. I still love the songs. I think one of the big challenges going into For Good is it being the second act of the Wicked musical. And like, honestly, the Wicked musical, just having all the bangers of songs in the first half, all of the great upbeat songs, all of the hits are in that first half. I think going into this one, the thing that I expected and the thing that I think it delivered on was having the really, I'd say, emotionally weighty songs of the Wicked musical exist in this half of it. That's a big task as far as making those songs matter as much as like Popular and Defying Gravity and like What Is This Feeling, all these other songs that you have in the first half. I think the songs, I think they slapped. I think they did such a great job of making those songs feel like moments that mattered. And I think this actually gave me a bigger appreciation for the second half of the Wicked musical soundtrack. I really liked how they treated the songs here, but overall I liked it. Didn't like it as much as the first movie, but had a good time with it. If I'm giving it a score, I'd say 6.57, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
Are you you're very enthusiastic about it? Are you wanting to watch it again?
If I watch it again, it would be a thing where I'm rewatching the first Wicked into this one.
Okay.
I think that's another thing with this one, right? Is that it feels like such a second half to a story because it is, but I think the first Wicked movie feels more complete as a standalone thing than this does. I think this relies so heavily on character beats, plot beats that were set up in the first movie to where it, rightfully so, it's impossible to watch this without watching the first movie and like have any sort of like, you know, investment in these characters. And so if I rewatch this one, it'll be coming off of me rewatching the first movie.
Yeah, Cool Greg slacked me because I think he's watching in the other room, and he says that he has the book in his room, and it says 1908 on it, which is like really, really crazy. And he also says, "Please shout out Bless for giving me the exclusive Lego from Wicked 1."
Oh, yeah, I forgot I did that.
My brother loves Wicked. Like he is never saw the musical.
Yeah.
Like watching Wicked 2 with him was such a special thing because he didn't know anything that was happening.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And anytime any reveal, he would pop off. It was just the funniest,
I can't wait to
best
talk
thing.
about spoilers.
Yeah, it's hilarious. But Joey, what did you think?
I have said since they announced this movie and they announced that it was going to be 2 different movies, I don't know how they're going to do the second half because it's tough in so many different ways, as Blessing said. But they're even back when like Wicked Discourse, before like Discourse was like really a thing, but like in the mid 2000s, like there was like every plot point that doesn't really make sense and doesn't really track has like been, I feel like, argued down to the ground so many times. This is like definitely an issue with Wicked the musical as source material. I think that they just didn't have a lot of places they could really improve upon that. I am so interested that they decided to turn it into 2 different movies because I wonder if it would have just been worth it to make it like a really long single movie, if that would have made it feel a little bit better. And like, I guess we'll know the answer.
I mean, the first movie was really long. It was 2 hours and 40 minutes, and this one's 2:20.
Which is like essentially the entire length of like the stage production.
Yeah.
And I feel like the stuff that they added to the first one really did like help build those connections and relationships. Which you definitely need that kind of strong foundation to be able to do a second movie on its own. I just think that it's like a tough sell, and they were definitely like had their work cut out for them to do it. The new music that they added, I think, was like very kind of meh. I didn't really love any of it. I think it's hard because so much of the music in the second half is like much more somber and like ballady. So you have that aspect versus like all of the fun, like really upbeat stuff is in the first one. Let's see. What are my other non-spoilery thoughts about this?
But what do you think about this movie? Like, as a movie?
I don't love it. I think I gave it like 3 out of 5 on Letterboxd. But I just don't think that I like the second half of Wicked in general. Like when I think about going to see the stage production, I'm like, all of my fun memories and like things that I remember are all from the first half. So I think it's just like, I don't think the second half of the show is that interesting. And I don't think it's interesting enough to warrant a whole movie on its own. As harsh as it is and how fun it is. And like, I do think that like Ariana Grande is great. Cynthia Erivo's great. Jonathan Bailey's like, everybody's good.
Dude.
They're just like not working with a lot.
There are like some musical moments that Ariana Grande where I was like, damn, she's got it.
She's got
She's
it.
so fucking good.
She's got it.
I think it's also, or it's hard too, because a lot of the humor and those touches that I really liked from the first one just aren't present in the back half because it is like so much more of like the resolution of all of the like serious issues and stuff like that. So I think that's hard. It's hard to, it feels like just 2 totally separate tonal movies. And I think that's like mainly my issue with it. Because like there's really only one part in the movie that made me laugh. And I was like, oh, all of those like little humorous bits, I think, went a lot further in the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim, how you feeling?
I'm actually kind of surprised to hear you guys' thoughts of like where they're at. Like I thought I was going to be on a much lower place than y'all, but I'm not. Like I'm right there with you. Like I'd probably say 6.5 for this, but I had a really good time. Cool Greg loved it, and he wants to go watch it again with
Did you
Gia.
see it in 40X?
I think I'm going to. I did see it in 40X, and it was good. It was good in 40X. I don't think that you need to watch it. I think there were some scenes that definitely enhanced, but my biggest problem with 40X is the audio's never great. And for musical, I want the audio to fucking hit.
Yeah.
So next time I see it, when I watch, because G can't do 40X anymore.
Yeah.
She's pregnant. It's like, come on.
I guess
Suck it up.
Like
You know what I mean?
roller
Get your
coaster.
world
Roller coaster.
rocked. But anyways, like when I watch it again, I want to see it in a more premium sound format. But I I enjoyed it, and I think I can't wait to get to the spoiler part because that's where I really feel like I have more to say.
Yeah.
But not knowing the story, I was actually incredibly surprised by how into it I was by the end.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things happening during it that I'm like, this simply doesn't work as a film. Like when you look at it as a movie of just this one movie, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But I don't need to be obtuse. It's a
Yeah.
part 2. We know part 1. We understand what happened. Like, and especially having just watched part 1 again, I'm like, okay, I can see past that and like just get into this for what it is, which is half a movie, to Joey's point, at best.
Yeah.
Then being a little more critical though about what this actually did, I don't love how it kind of handles some of the more serious plot points of the first movie. I think mainly the animals was such a genuine surprise to me with the first one of like, oh, there's some depth here. They're doing something that like is way beyond just, but what if the Wicked Witch wasn't wicked?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you guys are saying something really cool about what the power of propaganda can do and all that. And I just feel like once they got to the second half, they're like, no, but it's just the Wizard of Oz though. Now we can just kind of like hang on nostalgia and hang on like references and things a lot more than trying to say something new.
Yeah.
And I really think that was to the movie's detriment. In terms of the music, I didn't notice that much of a fall off compared to the first half, but I think that's just because I'm not that familiar.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you what a new song is, an old song. To me, they all sounded good. Like I was into it all. I don't think that one of my favorite ones was the Popular song. Really enjoyed that. And Dancing Through Life. And I guess at the end of the day, I did enjoy the music of the first one more. But I think that this one did a serviceable job. I enjoyed my time with the movie. I maintain that this is one of the ugliest looking movies I have ever seen with a budget this high.
It's so interesting.
And that sucks because the costume design, production design, the performances, all that are stellar. Like it is beautiful and so well thought out. There's just something about the color grading and just the choices that they made
a lot of backlighting
directorially that are like, why would you do that? Like it makes everything look kind of CG and green screened when I've seen so many of the behind the scenes stuff and those are practical sets. Like
They
why
planted
did you,
all those flowers.
Like they actually did great stuff. And it's like I feel like they kind of got in the way of that. Which is definitely a bummer because there is I'm gonna end my spoiler-free thoughts by saying that like I do think that there's a movie magic to these two movies. Like I think that they feel like movies, and we don't always get that anymore.
And they feel like events.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I give them credit for I think that they pulled off the event. It just wasn't my favorite event. But I was pleasantly surprised, even though I didn't really love it. So we'll get to our spoiler thoughts after a word from our sponsors. Arknights Enfield is a real-time 3D RPG with strategic elements from publisher Griffline, coming to PlayStation 5, PC, and mobile devices in early 2026. Experience an immersive story and explore the frontier world of Talos 2 as you command a team of up to 4 operators in stylish real-time combat. Gather resources, plan, and construct your production lines with the automated industry complex factory system to feel the true satisfaction of a management sim and to transform the planet through industrial growth. Beta Test 2 is the latest playable experience for Arknights Enfield and introduces a rebuilt storyline, a brand new explorable region, revamped combat, a deepening AIC factory system, multi-platform support, and much more. Recruitment has already begun, and you can visit enfield.griffline.com now to complete the recruitment survey for a chance to join Beta Test 2 when it begins on November 28th. This episode's brought to you by Aura Frames. There's a gift that can bring your favorite holiday traditions and memories to life each and every single day, and it's called the Aura Frame. No lie, Aura Frames are undeniably the best gift I have ever given. Family, friends, partners, everyone loves being able to have beautiful frames showing off their loved ones and favorite memories. You can order the frame online and preload it with photos and videos using the Aura app, so it's ready to go right out of the box. There's unlimited storage, so you can add as many photos and videos as you can find. For a limited time, visit auraframes.com and get $45 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter by using promo code KINDAFUNNY at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code KINDAFUNNY. This exclusive Black Friday Cyber Monday deal is their best of the year, so order now before it ends. Support this show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Auraframes.com, promo code KINDAFUNNY. This episode is brought to you by Factor. Fall always feels like there's just so much more stuff to do. Shorter days, busier routines, back to school. It's all just a lot. That's why so many of us here at Kinda Funny love Factor. Their chef prepped, dietitian approved meals make it easy to stay on track and enjoy something comforting and delicious no matter how hectic the season gets. On many occasions, Factor has completely saved Greg and Jen when they needed it most. You can choose from a wider selection of weekly meal options, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp at no extra cost. Enjoy even more GLP-1 friendly meals and new Mediterranean diet options packed with protein and good for you fats. Eat smart at factormeals.com/kindafunny50 off and use code kindafunny50 off to get 50% off your first box, plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code kindafunny50 off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box, plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. And surprise, we're doing a special live recording of In Review as part of San Francisco Sketch Fest. What movie are we doing? It's a Marvel movie we've been avoiding for years, but it's finally time. It's Howard the Duck, baby. We're doing it live. It's going down on January 28th. Grab a ticket at kindafunny.com/sketchfest before they sell out. For the rest of the episode, we're in full spoiler territory, so prepare yourselves. Even though this is one of those interesting ones where there's a lot of quote-unquote book readers, you know what I mean?
Oh,
a lot of play watchers,
Yeah.
music listeners over the last couple decades, so people know what's up.
Yeah. I don't think there was anything in here that was like a new spoiler.
Oh,
there
okay, I guess that's the big question.
There
Like,
wasn't any new big plot beats.
No.
okay.
Yeah.
No.
It's funny how one I guess now we can get into like more specific critiques, right? The Dorothy Wizard of Oz stuff. I think when they first announced this, I was low-key hoping that the second half of the film would have just been a remake of Wizard of Oz, because I think that would have been like a fun way to do it. I'm happy that they didn't do it, because having seen it now, it's like they didn't really have much of a reason to do it. Could it have made the movie better? It'd be a different movie, is the whole thing.
Yeah.
After watching the first movie, it's like, oh no, this is a direct adaptation of the musical. All right, yeah, you can just continue as is, like do your thing, wrap it up. But yeah, I think that stuff, I'm curious on how that hit for you, because even watching the musical in theater, I was like, okay, this is weird, but it works because it's a musical. It works as a live production, and so you can like have somebody who's kind of dressed as Dorothy scurry across the stage, and you get it. In a movie, I'm shocked that they still did it that way. Did that work for you?
I was obsessed with it.
Oh my God.
I was fucking obsessed with it. Real talk, like going into this, like I was saying this earlier, but with the first movie with Joey, like seeing the colors that they're wearing, and like the Jonathan Bailey like did one of the dance moves that Scarecrow did in the Wizard of Oz movie.
Yeah.
And I was like catching on to this stuff. Obviously the lion is spot on the lion, but like they kept doing these teases where I'm like, excuse me? Like, what are they doing
It was
here?
so hard not to say anything as you were just like talking through stuff last year. I was like,
There was so much that
Yeah.
they did that I was like, okay, how does that work? I don't fucking buy it. And I liked the idea of it, but I was actually really against it, because I was like, not my Wizard of Oz. Like, you're retconning a bunch of bullshit. Like, what do you fucking mean his name's Bach? Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Like, there was just a lot of stuff that I really went in full on hater mode, where I was like, I like that my things are being referenced, but like, don't change
Do I
my
actually
things.
like
and
it?
what are
Yeah.
you doing with it? And for them to go full on as much as they did in this movie and the choices they made, I wanted to hate it every step of the way. Like, I'm watching this movie and I'm like, oh, here we go. Here we fucking go. And by the time it ends, I'm like, you know what? Yeah. The Scarecrow got with the Wicked Witch,
Yeah.
and they fucking escape through the tunnel underneath the yellow brick road. Yeah, they do. She's alive. She faked the death. It's a Dark Knight ending. Why the fuck not? Like, I was
So funny.
so hyped on that. And
Yeah.
it's like, it's funny because I'm sure it doesn't entirely 1000% fit like with lore accurate, whatever. And what does that
Creative
even mean?
license,
There's books,
yeah.
there's movies, there are differences, literally the color of the slippers and all that stuff.
yeah. But that's just dumb.
That's
Like-
just stuff.
Like IP licensing.
No, it's not. I mean, it was because
Or because
the
Warner owns the red slippers, but they're not in the book.
is that real? Because
It's not Warner. I don't remember exactly who owns
because
Wizard of Oz.
my
'Cause
understanding
that was a change from the books.
my understanding is they only made them ruby slippers in the movie because
The
the
Technicolor.
Technicolor stuff,
Yeah.
right? And the silver just didn't pop like that.
But they now own the red slippers. You
Interesting.
can't use it in
Oh.
anything
Okay.
else.
I didn't like the tease with the little sister, where the slippers turn red for a little bit. I'm like, don't be doing that.
Oh,
Don't
in
even-
the 1st
don't
one?
Was that the first one?
I think
No,
so.
it's this one when she was like flying up.
Oh, when they were like on fire. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
So I'm rambling, but I was convinced I was going to hate that stuff, and I was really convinced that like the retconning was going to bother me and it wasn't going to fit. I think it fits way more than I ever thought possible.
Really?
And I never, if you told me on paper, this movie ends and the Wicked Witch isn't actually dead, the water didn't melt her, and it was like she faked it, I would be like, fuck these movies. I hate this so much. I really think they pulled it off. Am I biased because Scarecrow's my guy? Maybe.
Maybe.
I think the ways they try to fit some of that stuff in, again, it's been forever since I've seen Wizard of Oz, so maybe Tim, you can tell me better, or Joe, you can tell me better. But yeah, certain things like the water not melting her, I think that's cool, especially it being a product of propaganda. So people are like, oh, get the water, do all that shit, right? And even Fiyero being like, when he gets her cornered, it is like, yo, guys, get the water or whatever. I'm like, oh, this is fucking good stuff. Why did Glinda think that she was actually dead when she got hit with the water at the end of the movie when they're on the other side of the door? That was one that I didn't understand.
I don't know.
Because wouldn't Glinda know that she wasn't weak to water?
Well, I mean, no. Because
Okay.
where did the weak for the water even come from?
I don't know off the top of my head, if I'm being honest. I'm rusty on
I
that
assume she actually thought it was going to kill her.
I think
Crazy.
I think it's
Glinda's
so,
not the brightest bulb.
yeah.
Which is fair. But that was one that shocked me of like, okay, well, you know this person. You understand that she's just she's just green and magical.
But she is magical, though.
That's
And
true.
she is
I
green.
think that's just part of the like fear mongering of like this character kind of evolving in a way that like people don't really have control
Yeah.
over.
Which I
as
understand for
she
the
becomes like lore.
I
more
understand
than
for
a
the
person.
public, like for the propaganda and all that stuff. I guess I just didn't understand for Glinda. Like at
Oh.
first I thought that
But
Mhm.
do you think that she thinks that she's dead?
Yeah.
I think she confirmed it in the thing. Because at first I thought she was actually just saying that to protect her or something.
That's always what I kind of thought.
But then-
And maybe that's my headcanon taking over like what actually happened in the movie. But I always, in the song, I think it is like, this is obviously in the lyrics, like the last time we're going to see each other and like we live our separate lives now. But
Yeah.
There
that
was a
could just be
line-
my brain rewriting
There's definitely a line where
things
she
to make
kind of
sense.
confirmed that she thought she was dead.
I think she thinks she's dead,
Yeah.
at least in the movie.
Interesting.
Yeah. I will say like that I loved Ariana's performance. I really didn't like Glinda in this movie. Like, I feel like she just kind of had to be here because it's Wicked Part 2. But like, I actually think the movie would have been so much more interesting if like she was more of like a cameo, like pop-up type thing. Because I think she gets in the way of the story for the most part. Like tying in the actual Wizard of Oz plot stuff, I do think they did a great job because
Yeah.
I kept watching being like, okay, well at this point this would be happening. Like, how are they going to address that?
But then
And
there are
having
some
Glinda
of
go
those-
to go
Poster
talk to her, or whatever. I'm like,
drop, yeah.
this is perfect. This is perfect.
Kevin and I were talking about when we walked out, like there are some of those timing things that don't quite make sense where it's like, cool, Glinda sends them off down the yellow brick road and then all this stuff happens with Fiyero. So then how does Fiyero catch up to be ahead of them on the, like all of those weird things that like ultimately don't really matter. But it is just like, oh, how does the slotting in of the movies isn't as like seamless, I think. Sometimes.
My one other big thing is when the house falls on her sister
Oh my god.
and she barely gets a beat to like grieve or anything.
Not
Yeah.
at all.
Before
yeah.
they hop back into the comedy of her and Glinda fighting, and I'm like, what are we doing here? Your sister just died.
Yeah.
There's a house on
A
top
house
of her.
just dropped on her from the sky.
This
See,
should be
but
more dramatic.
That was my thing. Is like, and this is some Tim Geddes is a simple man, but when she starts making the tornado, I'm like, oh my god. And then she starts being like, we can't make her sister think she's in trouble. She has to be in trouble. I'm like, she's about to get a house dropped on her. This is
Yeah.
about to be crazy. No way they're going to show it in the funniest way possible. And then they do.
Yep.
It is so funny.
I want to know what the 4DX experience was.
Oh, it
for
was.
the
We were being
tornado.
tossed. The winds were blowing. We were being tossed in that
The
theater.
house drops into the
Yeah,
theater.
but like, yeah, that setup and payoff was so good. Seeing Bach with the axe, I'm like, oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah.
they're doing it. But my favorite was the Scarecrow, where just like put him on the post. I'm like, oh my god, they're
Yeah.
committing to this, and I love that they don't show him until like the end of the movie, and then he just looks like Deadpool.
He looks
That's-
weird to me.
One of my issues with the evolution of those characters is like I wouldn't be able to look at Scarecrow or Tin Man and tell you that it was Jonathan Bailey or SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
I was like, I don't know what your name is. I'm so sorry. And I think that part, when you get especially, I think Tin Man makes a little bit more sense because there's like more I guess there's a lot of components with Scarecrow too.
Ethan Slater.
Thank you.
I typed in SpongeBob.
It
Wicked.
just makes me think of what is it? The Jennifer Hudson show where they like sing all the songs as they
Oh
walk
yeah,
out.
yeah. Oh my god.
The Ethan Slater one's particularly good. So I guess I was expecting like a little bit more recognizability from those characters when we get those reveals, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I like, other than obviously the surrounding story beats, I was expecting them to look a little bit more like their original characters.
Yeah, I loved how Tin Man looked.
Dude, Tin Man looked so
And
good.
especially with like the pulling of all of the metal
Tin Man
pieces
was-
during the transformation, I thought it was cool.
He was terrifying to me.
Yeah.
Every
Oh,
scene that he was in, I was like, this guy's fucking scared.
and turning him and the Cowardly Lion into fucking Gaston from Beauty and the Beast of just
Yeah.
like kill the witch. It's like, oh,
Mhm.
this is nuts. Like
Yeah.
that's some dark shit.
And I think his arc of like being mad at Nessa for like essentially keeping him captive, I didn't remember this from the musical. Maybe you will since you saw it more recently. I don't remember the like her stopping him from leaving like travel ban essentially.
No, I don't remember that either.
And I was like, oh, I actually thought that was like a very interesting like
Yeah.
motivation.
I think
piece
that
for him.
all felt like more one scene. Like I don't even when we first see those two, like Nessa and Bach together,
Mhm.
I don't remember him even leaving and then coming back. I feel like that was all just one part.
Yeah, I think he tries to leave and then that's her attempt to get him not to leave. Obviously, like this
Yeah,
stage.
yeah.
But I liked that added part of it. And I guess the other added part that they didn't have in the musical was like the Grimmery doesn't ever flip for Glinda at the end.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
at the very end and like it starts to open up for her. Like that never happens
Yeah.
in the show.
I was saying this earlier, but the animal stuff, I was really let down by. Like, I think that the setup in the first movie, I was like, oh, wow, we're doing something. And with this, I just feel like it didn't have enough care put into it. And it really felt like they're like, all right, now we have the Wizard of Oz characters to play with. So, like, let's focus on that more, which obviously I appreciate. But I do think kind of got in the way of, like, storytelling here, right? Like, I think the first movie felt so much like its own thing. And then this kind of felt like they were really kind of shoehorned into a timeline and making things make sense. And even having the bear that like raised her kind of like semi-turn on her a little bit, like believe in her still. And
Yeah.
I didn't believe in it. You know
that
what I
was
mean?
all added. Like that's not in the musical. I don't really feel like they do much with the
Yeah, I feel like a lot of it is dropped in the musical.
yeah.
In service of what Tim's saying, right? The Wizard
Mhm.
of Oz stuff. Which like makes it feel, even in this movie, right? I feel like there was a lack of resolution to a lot of that stuff. And like even with the wizard, like what we're ending the movie by him learning that he has a daughter or that she was his daughter, and then him getting into a hot air balloon and be like, all right, bye guys.
Yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of some of the important threads in this movie were kind of lost because we're focused in on what's going on with Glinda and
Yeah.
Elphaba.
And I guess I liked some of the Morrible stuff, and this might also just be lost time, but like I didn't remember her being like held accountable for any of her stuff in the
in the
stage
mus-
production the way that she was in this, or maybe
don't
it was
remember
just
her-
emphasized
I don't
more.
remember her being like as big of a role in the musical
She's still pretty. I think I remember her like being more tag teamy with the
with the
wizard,
Yeah,
in terms of like the deception and stuff like that.
yeah. But here, I felt like she was almost more of the main villain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
She was a major letdown for me. Like, I think from the villain perspective of this movie, it just felt comically over the top. I'm just a bad guy. And I feel like so much of the animal rights stuff kind of that's what made her a bad person. And
Yeah.
it's like, so because that was weak, I just felt like now that we believe she's bad, she's bad.
Yeah.
And I believe she's bad for sure. Like, she's a piece of shit. But that's kind of all she is in this one.
I can't tell why she's a piece of shit all the way. Like I wanted more of a why are you ride or die for the wizard in this way.
Yeah.
Is it to keep?
I think it's just power.
I think the vibe I got is like it's a mixture of power / trying to keep Oz on track or whatever. But I think I needed a bit more reinforcement.
Yeah, me too. Jeff Goldblum, though.
Oh,
like,
so good.
he just can
So
do no
good.
wrong. You know what I mean?
Did I love weird young CGI Jeff Goldblum?
Hated
Not
that.
Didn't need that. I didn't need that. No. But his performance was just so fun.
Yeah.
Like, he lived up to, oh man, Jeff Goldblum's going to be the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
He did it. So,
The song that they do, the three of Jeff Goldblum and then
Wonderful.
yes, I don't think Galinda was part of it, so it was like
Oh.
interesting to have them like kind of rope her in and like try and convince her from both sides. And I think that was like kind of an interesting difference.
Yeah, I have the original Broadway soundtrack pulled up, and I don't see Kristen.
Chenoweth on
Yeah,
there.
she's not credited on that song.
The thing that I want to ask you guys, and I don't know if you guys noticed or if it was just me, what was with the overuse of the phrase clock tick?
They need
Dude, yeah.
Dude, cut
Oh
it.
my God.
Cut it by half the amount of uses. Like,
They said
that's so
it
funny.
so
they thought
often.
they were doing something.
They were so
man.
proud of that one.
They were so proud. That's some TikTok shit. They're like,
And
yo, let's give this to the
they
kids.
I don't think that they say it. Maybe they say it once in the first one. Like
Yeah.
it was not a memorable thing, but I was like, was there like a bet on like how many times you could fit it into the
Straight up.
second movie? That like I feel like after the second time, every time they used it, which is I think they probably say it like 5 or 6 times
I think
in the
it's
movie.
more. Like I literally would bet 9 times. Like
Yeah.
it's pretty excessive.
And you're just like, huh. And like they don't even really talk about the like clock tower and the time dragon and all that stuff. Like all of that is way more Wicked the book than Wicked the musical. So I'm just like, if you're trying to tie that in, you did like not a great job.
Time Dragon?
Yeah, like the thing on top of the clock tower. Yeah.
Sick.
That one too, that's pretty sick. Did you guys have a favorite song?
No.
Oh, dude.
In this one specifically?
In this one specifically, because I'll say, As Long As You're Mine.
yeah.
I like that song before. I love that song now.
Yeah.
I think the way they performed it here, for me, not that it read better in the movie, but I think it being a film allows them to do more with her flying and
Yeah.
like her flying him to the bed. I'm like, oh my God.
It's kind of hot.
We're cooking
Yeah.
right now. We're cooking.
The only thing I didn't really like about that is I feel like in the musical, that's like the song is like a magnet of like physically bringing the two of them together so much.
Mm.
And so much of the way that they blocked it is like them on opposite sides and stuff like that. And so I was just like, I feel like that is like usually more sensual. I don't know if it's just because it's like PG and like they had to tone it down a little bit, but it's just like usually there's like a little bit more build up and you're like, oh.
I felt it. I don't know.
Okay.
I was feeling it.
Yeah, I thought they did a good job with that. Yeah. I mean, again, I would be number one hater that you're telling me the Scarecrow ends up with her and she's alive. Like, I really should hate that. That scene kind of made me believe. I'm like, all right. They got it going on.
So was it how? Remind me of the original Wizard of Oz, because one of the things that I don't fully get is Scarecrow teaming up with Dorothy in the crew. Like, why would he join them? And
So that is another one of my bigger criticisms is that the whole deal is Tin Man doesn't have a heart.
yeah,
The lion doesn't have his courage and Scarecrow doesn't have a brain. They don't show that at all in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, they just simply don't deal with that. In fact, he has big brain.
yeah.
He's playing everybody. He's a
I-
fucking spy.
Yeah, that part was messy. I feel like they were yeah, I don't know. Now
Yeah.
that I'm like talking.
I mean, they
through
didn't
it.
even try. Like, at least for like the Tin Man, like they were bringing up like this whole transformation was taking away his heart.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
literally.
That makes
You
sense.
know?
I guess the other difference from the stage production is at the end when like everybody has their pitchforks, the Cowardly Lion, as I recall, is like too scared to speak, so Bach speaks for him and
Yeah.
like speaks in like a much with like that same kind of rage.
I like that.
So I
Yeah.
think that is part that was missing, but like they kind of talked about it a little bit when they did like the forest thing
Like they
when you see the lion.
didn't do this in the musical, so but like I guess I could have used a scene of Scarecrow like being a spy within the Dorothy crew, because then I'd be like, okay, I understand now. Maybe he lied about not having a brain, and that's how he's fitting in. I don't know. But
Yeah. I mean, that's it though. It's like
Yeah.
that's the headcanon for me to make it make sense. And like I think that's kind of hype. Like I do love the idea of him playing stupid, but like that doesn't work. Like it's
Yeah.
like, but that's the thing is like this is a forced situation. Like it
Yeah.
does like they're trying to make things connect that can't connect.
Yeah, that weren't built from the ground up with that in mind. I also wonder if like there's a part missing where like he gets his memories back. I don't know how that works either. Like if she's able to like work her magic
Yeah.
and like he really did lose his brain and like I don't know really know.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. I mean that's the
dude, that would have been crazy if like the scene where they're torturing him and killing him, if they like fucking picked out his brain, and
Christ.
that's how that happens.
well the thing with the Wizard of Oz is like and like no fucking shit, Tim. But like the wizard isn't magic, right?
Yeah.
So it's like it's all fake. And so it's like he had a brain the whole time. He had a heart the whole time. He had the courage the whole time. Like
Mm.
Dorothy had what she needed to go home the whole time. Like
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
that's the whole point of it. So he wasn't actually stupid. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
But that's again, it doesn't work with Wicked. But
That's true.
any final thoughts on Wicked for good?
I hope that we get more fun musical events. I hope that that's what everybody's learning from. I feel like with Barbie, we had the issue of like, oh, this means you guys want more movies about toys. And it's like, no, that's not really what we don't want. Wicked 3. We want more fun, like blockbuster musicals, I think,
Yeah.
as a genre.
Movies that we can all dress up to.
Yes, exactly.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Tim?
I like that. I like
Okay.
that. Yeah. No, but again, this was an event, and I
Mhm.
think it's an event worth partaking in.
Yes, 100%. I think it's a fun watch. Everybody loves an excuse to like meet up with a group of people, get a little dressed up. I do kind of, well, I guess this one I'm not as interested in seeing like as a sing along because the songs just aren't as exciting. But
Yeah.
Everybody's just crying at the end, singing for good.
one last thing, I do love that they recreated the the playbill pose where like
Oh,
Galinda's whispering into
Oh,
Elphaba's
that
ear
is-
at the very end.
yeah.
That's the last shot. I think that's really good.
Yeah.
I think that was a perfect way to kind of end a nice little homage.
yeah.
That's real good.
All right, everybody. This has been our review for Wicked for Good. Let us know in the comments below what you think about it. Bless and I are about to do an epic 2-hour Kind of Funny Games cast breaking down IGN's top 100 Nintendo game list. It's going to be great. Until next time, I love you all. Scarecrow's my boy.